Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. It is the 9th of December, 2024. And it is a fabulous Monday morning here in Sydney. It's been a steamy old weekend. I'm not sure if you guys can see. It's a little bit of sweat here happening. She's warm. It feels very tropical here in Sydney at the moment. I know for many of us who are... who unfortunately don't have working air conditioners or access to them, it has been a pretty steamy start to December, which is a little bit worrying, I have to say, considering the reason I've been doing some research online, like why is it unusually humid here in Sydney? And the reason being is that our oceans around, especially along the east coast, so Sydney is along the eastern coast of Australia, a bit further down towards the bottom, not right at the bottom, which is parts of Victoria, but we're kind of we're near the bottom end of Australia on the east coast, and from Queensland, which is at the top, right down through New South Wales, which is where we are. The oceans, the temperature of the ocean is the hottest, some of the hottest it's ever been. I did read somewhere that we're talking about 32 degrees water temperature up in parts of northern Queensland, which is just madness. So hence why we're getting a lot of storm activity and very, very humid weather. So I'm not complaining. I don't you think I'm complaining. I'm just making observations that it's pretty hot here in Sydney. So apologies if I'm glowing. That's my healthy glow, aka and wearing singlets because wow, it has been, like I said, an interesting start to December. And yeah, I am. I'm dreaming. I'm not gonna lie. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I really am. I can see Martina joining us all the way from Germany. I'm imagining it's pretty chilly where you are, Martina. Very chilly, I would imagine, where you are. So you're probably looking at me sweating up a storm here. My natural glow, my summer glow. Well, there you go. Martina's saying this is Martina coming to us live from Germany. Mix of snow and rain, aka sludge. Would that be snow and rain? That combination of sludge. We're talking to also to Janine here. Morning all, very tropical here in the Kimberley. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with Australia, Janine, the beautiful Janine here, is joining us all the way from the Northern Territory. So we're talking about the very top part and the Kimberley. I have to say, Janine, and probably when we do travel your way, I'm going to be contacting you because I want some insider information about where the best places to go in the Kimberley are. Not now though. Not now, because as Janine's saying, the wet season has started with lots of rain. Yeah, I've heard that this is not the best time to visit the Northern Territory, but it's on our list. I turned 50 in a couple of weeks' time, and I've been banging on about that, but I turned 50 in a couple of weeks' time. Part of my goals moving forward is to do 50 things when I'm 50. So I don't know what all those things are. We've already actually started because my husband turned 50 a couple months ago. So when he turned 50, we started doing 50 things when we were 50. So basically saying yes to stuff. If someone says, you should go and visit, X, Y, and Z, I go, yes, right? Because I want to do 50 things when I'm 50. We're already well into our goal of hitting that 50 target within our 50th year together. We're doing this goal, and one of those goals is to visit the Northern Territory, which I still haven't done. Go and visit the Kimberley, and then I've got an uncle who lives in Darwin, so it is on my list of things to do, most definitely. So saying good morning also to the beautiful Stephanie Baxter, who's joining us from New Zealand. I see lots of fires happening in New Zealand. I hope things are okay down your end. Stephanie, I believe, is in the South Island of New Zealand. We've also got Jeanette joining us from Melbourne as well. We've got Carolyn who's joining us. Carolyn is up in Bundy, if I am correct, if I remember rightly. Cheryl joining us. Meryl is joining us too. and the beautiful Christine Holland joining us from Queensland. So good morning, everyone, and good morning to Linda. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. We had a fabulous weekend. I did lots of cooking classes. Yeah. It was part of my 50 things when I'm 50 is actually to do what I say I'm going to do. And I've been telling you guys that I will be doing cooking classes for Christmas. So Bridget's Christmas special, which is 12 cooking classes before Christmas. We started releasing them, I think, 3 days ago. So we've had 3 already. Number 4 cooking class comes out at 6 p.m. tonight. That's Sydney time, 6 p.m. And we'll have another 8 to go. I'm trying to see if my math is correct. Yes, it is. It is. I better have that last bit of coffee just to make sure my math is correct. So yeah, 12 cooking classes, which is Bridget's Christmas special. Of course, they're all healthy. You guys know how this works. So far we have done my 2-minute Christmas cake that was released last night. If you want to watch these videos, just go onto Bridget's Healthy Kitchen Facebook page, go into the video tab of that page, and you will see all the videos that I've released recently, including our Christmas special. So we've done Bridget's 20-minute Christmas spectacular cake, which is 20 minutes to make a Christmas cake. Hallelujah. There is still my version, my traditional version for Christmas cake, which is in this book here, Treat Yourself Healthy, which takes a little bit longer than 20 minutes. Quite a lot longer, but it is the business, right? It's still, I still got one of those cakes that I made a couple of weeks ago. So I've got Christmas cake coming out of my ears at the moment, but it's not a bad thing because I love it. I absolutely love it. So we did that last night. 20-minute Christmas cake. Exciting thing about that, I also shared with you guys during that video, I shared lots of ways you can repurpose Christmas cake. So that's exciting as well. So we've done that. I've got to remember what we've done. What else did we do? Oh, I did prawns. It feels like a lifetime ago, and it was literally a couple of days ago. I showed you guys the only way that as a chef and a nutritionist that I will ever cook prawns. This is the only way, because it retains the nutrient value and it tastes amazing. And for me, that's kind of every box ticked as far as I'm concerned. Oh, Martina was saying the cooking classes are also available on my YouTube channel. Thank you, Martina. They absolutely are available on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, if you want to find it, just literally put into YouTube Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. And the last 3 videos, cooking classes I've done are on YouTube as well. So they are there for you guys. And anyone is joining us via YouTube, I am going live on YouTube right now. I've got cooking classes on YouTube. You don't have to come over to Facebook if you're not that way inclined. Don't think I'm going to force you over to the dark side. No, you can quite happily stay there in the rebellion that is YouTube. I love YouTube. I use it every day, and I upload into YouTube as well. So YouTube cooking classes too. So we've done prawns, we've done 20-minute Christmas cake, and we've done my my gingerbread cookie dough cookies, which is raw dough that you can eat. There's no egg or anything like that. In fact, it's 100% plant-based. And the cookie dough tastes like gingerbread, and it's amazing. And again, you can put it through ice cream. You can. I rolled it into balls last night and put it onto. I did a Christmas cake board or platter. So rather than just serving slices of Christmas cake, I served it with lots of other wonderful accompaniments to make like a platter, like an antipasti style platter. Charcuterie board, but it was with Christmas cake. That's what we did. So I put my gingerbread cookie dough on there as well. So that's 3 done. Tonight is number 4, coming at 6 o'clock, and it's for a recipe that I actually created for the current December boost camp. So yeah, I am sharing a few of the secrets to boost camp success, weight loss success, health gain success, and one of those recipes is required for another Christmas recipe that I'll be putting on my Christmas table this year. So tonight's recipe is I call it Excellent Mayo, which is making a healthy mayonnaise using boiled eggs. It is the foolproof way to make mayonnaise. Once you know to make mayonnaise like this, you will never, ever, 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 ever buy store-bought again. You don't need to. It's so easy to make. It's so delicious. Why would you waste your gut health and your nutrition and your money on store-bought preservative, loaded, boring old mayonnaise when you can make your own in a couple of minutes and it lasts for quite a long time in the fridge. So that video is coming up tonight because in order to make brand new recipe, never been released anywhere, which I'm going to release in part of our Christmas content, is what I personally believe is the best potato salad in the entire world. I don't care about previous potato salads that I've fallen in love with. When I point that way, the camera goes. Isn't that amazing? It's just an amazing camera. I'm not moving. The camera's doing it itself. Very brittle. But yes, I've got this new recipe for potato salad, and I'm sorry. It's so good. It is absolutely wonderful. So that's a new bit of content shared. That's going to be shared in the cooking classes as well. But in order to make it, you've got to have the base, which is my egg-cilled mayonnaise, which we're doing tonight. So keep an eye out tonight, 6 p.m. that goes live. Very exciting. And I love doing them. I haven't done cooking classes for such a long time. I forgot how much I enjoy them. Yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. And in the heat, in the steaminess that is my kitchen, it's really put a really strong emphasis in making sure that what I am putting onto my Christmas table and my Boxing Day table and my New Year's table and my birthday table this year is as quick and easy as possible. I do not want to spend excessive time in the kitchen. I do not want to have the oven on for hours and hours and hours and hours because it's just too hot. Like it has just been, I feel like I've gone for a swim and I'm standing in my kitchen. I'm dripping in sweat because it's so steamy here. So it's kind of highlighted the importance of quick, easy, yet still traditional, still satisfying, still amazing recipes, so that we feel like we're still partaking in Christmas. The other thing I've been doing, which is hilarious because it's literally the opposite to how Sydney feels right now, is I've been binge watching Delia Smith's Christmas specials on YouTube. Love Delia. She's the best. So if anyone doesn't know Delia, she is an English cook, chef, cook, amazing lady who was really popular in the 80s and the 90s. And I just love her stuff because it's really traditional, like big turkeys and gravies and all sorts of just makes you feel like Christmas. And she's got such a way about her. So I've been binge watching Delia, who's lighting the fire before she goes into the kitchen. And I'm over here in Sydney, like sweat pouring off me, like fanning myself, standing in front of a fan because our air conditioner system is not working. Worst time ever. But like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation that it's hot. But I am dreaming of a white Christmas. I am definitely dreaming. Look at that. We've got the beautiful Annabelle on our live today. Good morning from Sydney. What part of the world are you in, my darling? Don't worry, I've got more cooking classes coming up. And yeah, I'm even going to be sharing because turkey is going to be appearing on our Christmas table. And I'm going to teach you guys how to make turkey, roast a turkey to perfection, moist perfection in 75 minutes. So we can still have the stuff, but it doesn't mean we have to be spending hours and hours with a hot oven on if you are like me currently, feeling the heat. So good to see you guys all on as well, joining us today. So let's have a chat. So I was thinking about, and this is from the weekend as well. So on the weekend, worked the whole weekend. About Sunday, I think it was around about 4:30. I had finished, about 5 actually. I had some internet issues, but uploading videos as you do. About 5 o'clock, I was able to sit down on the couch. And sitting down on the couch used to mean a big bag of snacks and treats that we would have purchased from the supermarket. And that was kind of how we treated ourselves, right? And even without, before I even went on my health journey, I would look at this bag of snacks. Oh, Annabelle's just saying she's in Vietnam. Gosh, we've got people joining us from every corner of the globe today. We've got Martina joining us from Germany. We've got Annabelle joining us from Vietnam. She's in Asia at the moment as well. Let me know where you are right now. What part of the world are you in? You know where I am, hot old Sydney. We've got the North Island of New Zealand. We've got the South Island of New Zealand. We've got the Kimberley up in the Northern Territory. We've got people joining us from Queensland. If you're joining us from somewhere, just let us somewhere else. Let us know. And even if you're joining us from the same place, please let me know in the comments. Would love to know where you're joining us from. Oh, Karen's saying she's in Sydney. Hey, you're in Sydney. I'm in Sydney. We should get together for a coffee. Where are you? Let me know. Send me a message. We've got Fran joining us from Melbourne as well. Let me know where you are, if you've got time, of course, if you've got time. We've got, Nama's in Christchurch. Wendy's in Coolash. That's the coolest name ever. You're in Coolash. Amazing. Amazing. I love that. Coolash, which is in South Australia. I know that because Wendy made sure to put SA after Coolash, because if you hadn't put that, Wendy, I would have guessed where you are. Meryl's in Melbourne. We've got Paula joining us from Portland in Victoria. The beautiful Paula. How are you, my darling? Good to see you on. All right, so yes, Sunday usually meant big bag of treats, go to the supermarket, put as much garbage into it. Well, not just garbage, foods that we were like, oh, I'll get the healthy version of that. Like I can tell you right now that I used to think, does everyone know what a summer roll was? Does anyone remember the old summer roll? It was a candy bar, like a snack bar covered in coconut. There was summer roll and there was like a nougat, chocolate nougat one, right? And so if I wanted to have like a healthy chocolate, I'd get the summer roll because I thought that was healthy. Like in sesame bars that I thought were healthy as well. They're just sesame seed bars. So that's how I used to eat healthy. And even before, like the foods that I was thinking about as I was sitting on the couch watching probably one of the worst things I've ever seen come out of Netflix in a long time. I won't say the name just in case everyone loves it. But yeah, Wendy's going, yep. You know, remember the summer roll had a blue wrapper? And then there was the other one, the nougat one had kind of like an orange or a yellowy wrapper. So anyway, I thought those were healthy. That's why I would eat them. Right? So I thought they were healthy. But as I'm sitting there thinking about, you know, diets of old, foods of old, I started thinking about all the foods that we would put into our trolley when we were trying to have the healthy options. And I know for many of us, there are foods that we just assume, like me in the summer roll, was healthier than a Snickers. It's totally not, right? I would have, Annabelle saying should have the summer roll every day at high school, right? Exactly, right? Summer roll, it's healthy, it's got coconut. Healthy. And I was thinking about that when I was thinking about what we're doing on Sunday, is that we would often get what we thought were the healthy options. And so many of us believe these to be the healthier options, but are they really? So I've got my top list of 10 things for you guys. I might sneak in a couple more because there's actually way more than 10. But these are kind of the most commonly considered foods, right? And we're like, I'll have that because it's healthy. That's what I'm going to have instead of having something that's even more unhealthy. So one of the most commonly, put the glasses on for this one because I've got my list here in front of me. One of the most commonly considered health foods that's actually not healthy at all. And I'm going to get potentially, you know, internet beaten up for this because what I'm going to mention, I know it sits really at the heart of a lot of people's, you know, how we grew up. And probably one of the most commonly confused products that we all think is healthy, we all thought was healthy, that's actually not healthy, is porridge or oatmeal. I still meet many, many people that start their day with porridge or oatmeal because this was what was done, right? This was the healthy option. This was how we maintained our health, especially as we're growing up. And I'm thinking back, I'm going back even further when I was a child, but my parents, my grandparents, especially on my dad's side, they grew up with the daily dose of porridge because it was the healthy option to start. And when we are children, it can be the healthier option because, you know, we eat our porridge and then we run to school and then we run around the playground all day and we basically burn off what essentially porridge is. Porridge is made from oats, and oats are very high in naturally occurring sugars because oats are basically a carbohydrate. So that bowl of porridge that you may have been having thinking you're having the healthy option, it could be just a literal sugar bomb that you're having because it's so high in natural carbohydrates. And if you're having porridge and then you're walking to your desk or you're walking to your car or you're walking to the couch, you're not that child who's running that energy off. That sugar bomb that you've just eaten is getting converted into fat and inflammation because it is literally like having a bowl of sugar. So that for me is number one, is that there is a misconception when it comes to porridge. Now, the reason why I want to say don't internet beat me up is because not many of you may know this, but I am Scottish. The home of the oatmeal, but that's not how you make porridge. I'm Scottish, and so yeah, it's a staple in the Scottish cuisine, right? So, but I have to look at it from a nutritional science lens. And Mahi, I can hear your music through your headphones. I can hear your music. Yeah, he doesn't know where his music's coming from. It's quite loud. Sorry. That's okay. So yeah, porridge is one that we need to be very mindful of and we need to be very aware of. Number two is microwaved popcorn. So microwave popcorn is, well, firstly, popcorn is made from corn, and another word for corn is sweet corn. Need I say more when it comes to that? But when it comes to microwave popcorn, especially, microwave popcorn is often full of really high levels of sodium or salt and lots of preservatives and chemicals. So corn in itself can be quite problematic because it's very high in natural sugars and starch. I'm just talking about corn, natural corn. And then you combine the microwave component of that, which is lots of additives, lots of chemicals. Because if you're getting buttery microwave popcorn, that's not real butter. Just know that for a start. That is not real butter. So microwave popcorn, in fact, popcorn in general is not the healthy option that we all think it is. Popcorn, again, is, even if it's air pop popcorn, most popcorn is air pops, by the way, but even if it is air popped, you are getting a big, massive load of sugar and starch through the corn itself as well. So just be careful of that. Number three is frozen yogurts. Frozen yogurts. Yeah. In order for something to be frozen, as in a treat that is like an ice cream or a yogurt, here's the thing with freezing foods. When something is frozen, our palate cannot detect the flavors as much. So in order for something to be frozen, there needs to be an awful lot of sweetener added in order for your tongue or your taste buds to pick up the flavors of it. So frozen yogurt is loaded in sugar. It's not the healthy alternative. You're like, I'm not going to have the ice cream. I'm going to go for the yogurt instead. I'm afraid to say it's not the healthy alternative at all. Loaded with sugar, loaded with dairy, because yogurt is usually dairy, right? And even if you're going for the coconut yogurt, it's frozen yogurts that are in the supermarket. It is loaded with sugar. Just be aware that frozen yogurt is not the healthy alternative that many people think it is. I know a lot of those stores have popped up, which is the yogurt, the yogurt stores that people go to, Froyo's and all sorts of, I don't know the names of them, but they're really popular and they're really, really not the healthy alternative. Frozen yogurt stores where you add all the toppings, even if you're only adding what you assume to be the healthy toppings, it's the sugar content in the yogurt. It's the dairy content in the yogurt that becomes quite problematic. So that's number three. Number four is veggie chips. This was the thing that got me, is that I would go, you know what? I'm not going to get potato chips. I'm going to get veggie chips instead. Like, hands up, who else has done that in the past? Come on, be honest. I'm putting my hand up. Guilty as charged. I'll just get the veggie chips because it's vegetables, right? It's better than just plain old potato. So I was doing that instead, not knowing that veggie chips are usually deep fried. And they're usually deep fried in really, really bad oils, because bad oils are cheap. Good oils are expensive. Why would you waste all your money on a really good olive oil when you can't deep fry with it anyway? So they use really toxic oils, really bad vegetable oils and oil blends and palm oils and all that sort of stuff. And so you're getting a deep fried vegetable, and which is obviously not ideal. And then there's usually high levels of salt in the product to make it taste good. There is high levels of additives and preservatives and chemicals and flavorings and all sorts of stuff like that. So be aware of the veggie chip. I think that was number 4, wasn't it? Number 4. I'm going to keep it in line. All right, number 5 is dried fruit. Now, I know what you're going to say, but Bridge, you just released your Christmas cake recipe yesterday, and you are correct. But there's a reason why I avoid eating this any other time of the year. It's not because I don't like it. I love it. I emphasize my love and how much I love fruitcake. But I am fully aware that dried fruit has very high levels of naturally occurring sugars. So it is a treat that only comes out at Christmas, unfortunately. But dried fruit is not the healthy alternative because the sugars in dried fruit are concentrated. And so you're getting, and you think about it, you can eat, you can eat a dried apricot just like that, and then chew, it's gone. You've just eaten a whole apricot, and it's taken you 2 seconds. So your hand goes back into the bag, and you pull out another apricot, and before you know it, you've had 10 dried apricots, maybe more. So you've had the equivalent of 10 apricots worth of sugar in one hit. So dried fruit, I grew up thinking dried fruit was the healthy alternative. I honestly did. I thought dried fruit was extremely healthy, but it's not the healthy alternative, because think about how fast you can eat it, how concentrated the sugars are, because you're eating this one apricot, then goes down to this one almost piece. It feels like, and sometimes it just feels like a bite. So you're able to consume a lot of dried fruit in one go, and you are getting all that sugars worth of dried fruit in a couple of minutes. So dried fruit is not the healthy alternative. While we're on the topic of fruit, number 6 is fruit juice. So fruit juice, again, is a sugar bomb, because what you're getting is you're getting the juice that has been extracted from the fruit. So you're no longer getting the goodness from the fiber that's been basically separated from the fruit. You're not getting a lot of the goodness of just chewing. You're getting a very concentrated source of sugar going straight into your body. It doesn't need any processing, because the processing has already been done when the fruit was juiced. So you're getting massive amounts of sugar being delivered straight into your body, which then goes straight into your blood as glucose, and you're getting a massive glucose spike. So fruit juice is not the healthy alternative. If you want to have to have fruit, you need to eat your fruit. Remember, no more than 1 piece a day, and that portion should fit into the palm of your hand. Remember that as well. So just looking at our comments here, we've got Celia. Oh, good morning, Celia. Definitely, until I read labels, oh yes, I think we're talking about reading labels in general, right? We've got to make sure we're reading our labels 100%, because we just don't know what's in stuff. We really don't. Christine's joining us. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Josephine, as well. So yeah, Ruth is just talking about the old summer roll. Remember that, right? The old summer roll. What was the nougat one called? Honey log, did someone say? Was that the name of the nougat version? Like, it was by the same company, and it was in the health food aisle. That's why we all thought it was healthy. Like sesame bars. If you're in the health food aisle in your next supermarket, play a game along with me. Go into the health food aisle, go up to where all the snacks are in the health food. You got protein bars and stuff like that. Chances are you're going to find the sesame bar, which is a little square packet. I think it's like in Australia, it's got a blue label on it. And then just turn it over and read how much sugar is in one of those little pieces of. From memory, it was, no, actually go and do it. You need to find it. It's in the health food aisle, and then go and look at how much sugar is in there. I think the reason it's in that health food part of the section is because it doesn't have any gluten. Well, it doesn't have any gluten because it's pretty much sugar and a few sesame seeds. But go and find out how much sugar's in there. It is eye-opening, to say the least. It's pretty crazy. So we've got someone joining us from YouTube asking me, what do you eat? That's a good question. I will answer that as we're going along. It is, yeah, because often we go, but you're taking all the food away from me. What the heck? What can I eat? If I can't eat fruit juice, and I can't eat dried fruit, and I can't eat veggie chips and frozen yogurt and microwave popcorn and porridge, what can I eat? I'll let you in on a bit of what my day on a plate looks like at the end of this session. So I think we're up to number 6, fruit juice, buyer beware. drinker beware. If you want to have fruit, eat your fruit. Make sure it's one piece of fruit a day. It should be able to fit into the palm of your hand. That is a portion. All right, number 7. This is one I was completely bamboozled by this one as well. So number 7 is multi-grain bread. So, and wholemeal bread. That was the other one. It's like, I'm so healthy because I'm doing wholemeal bread. I totally fell for that one. Like, I fell for that one, hook, line, and sinker. So let's think about what wholemeal bread is. Wholemeal bread is they've used the whole grain to make bread. So it's a little bit browner than white bread. So basically what they've done is they've left the husk on the wheat germ, right? The husk has remained on the wheat germ, will give you a slightly darker bread. Often to make wholemeal bread seem healthier, they actually add brown food coloring. I'm not joking, because we, as humans, we associate brown things with it being healthier than the white version, and it's 100% the same with bread. So the point here is that you'll be getting slightly more fiber in a wholemeal bread than in a white bread. But it is so incredibly minimal, it won't have any impact on you, because what you're actually getting is you're still getting the flour in there. So wholemeal bread is just, they've kept the husk on, the outside skin, and then they've ground down the whole bread, a whole grain. In order for that to become white bread, they remove the husk. They use it for other stuff, right? They don't throw it, because they never throw anything in the food industry. They use it for other things, like they often make it into animal feed and stuff like that. And all you're left with is the middle part of the grain of wheat, which is known as the endosperm, which is basically pure starch. And then they mill that down into white flour. So you're getting slightly more fiber through the bran, the outside bran, but not enough for it to even make a difference, because actually what you're really getting is basically white flour that's still got a bit of brown stuff in it. So wholemeal bread is not the healthy alternative to white bread. It is still bread that's been processed and manufactured and has chemicals, and it will go into your body like a sugar bomb and be converted very quickly into glucose that will then go into your blood and cause glucose spikes and fat accumulation and inflammation and insulin release and all the things that are associated with weight gain, diet, disease, and illness. So please be aware that multigrain bread and wholemeal bread are not the healthy alternatives. I have a motto, and for any of you guys who join me on Boost Camp, you know this is my motto. If I don't cook it, I don't eat it. So I am very particular about bread. I have many bread recipes. I have bread that you can make in 3 minutes in a waffle maker. I have bread that you can make in 3 minutes in the microwave. In fact, I shared that recipe with you guys like yesterday. I did a live in my kitchen, just like, I'm making some bread. It's going to take me 3 minutes. And we made a healthy bread in 3 minutes. Like, honestly, if I don't make it, I don't eat it, is me 90% of the time, because I understand that the control and the magic and me being in control of my weight, which I have been for 8 years, me being in control of my health, that happens in my kitchen, not by going to the supermarket and putting stuff into my trolley like pre-made bread and microwave popcorn and frozen yogurt. I eat frozen yogurt. I just make my own. I've got a recipe called Nutty Butty. I've got a photo of that. Oh my gosh. I want to show you guys. If you haven't seen my Nutty Butties, you haven't seen them. Do I have one? I've got something here. See if there's... Is there anything on here that you guys? There's no Nutty Butty. But there's my, in the middle there, we've got a bread roll. So that's a bread roll that I make. It takes 20 minutes in the air fryer. It takes 20 minutes in the air fryer to make a batch of bread rolls. And it's high fiber, feeds you healthy gut bacteria, amazing for weight loss, all that sort of stuff. But we even eat pizza. I eat pizza. This is what I eat. This is for our friend. Where are you, my darling? Where are you? Here we go. He's joining us from YouTube, and the comment was, "What do you eat?" That's what I eat. So top there is an open sandwich. Again, that was using my 3-minute bread recipe. There's salmon there. There's avocado. There's eggs. There's pickled onions. There's tomatoes. There's coconut yogurt. All on that. Look at that sandwich. Fresh herbs. That's a little wrap I made using lettuce. I've got a 10-minute burnt bust cheesecake that I eat. In the middle there, that is my Californian salad roll. I've got an instant chocolate pudding that I eat. That is that beautiful roll I was talking about. That's in the middle as well. There's a rainbow style stir fry, so it's lots of different types of vegetables. I eat pizza, and that is a strawberry tower. So those are kind of a few of the things that I eat. Just a few of the things that I eat. I thought I was going to save it to the end, but no, I wanted to show you guys my nutty buddies, but I don't know where they are. I don't think I've got a photo. What a shame. I would have loved to have shown you my nutty buddies. But yeah, I eat really, really well. I eat amazingly well. And it's one of the best parts of the day. I look forward to food so much, because when food is nutrient dense, when you're putting the right food into your body, you can eat as much as you like. I never go unsatisfied when it comes to food. So I think that was number 7. Multigrain bread or wholemeal is not the healthier alternative. You need to make your own bread, and it doesn't need to take hours. It can take 3 minutes. It can take 3 minutes. All right. So number 8, again, one that people are like, really? I'm going to talk about rice crackers. Hands up who thinks rice crackers are the healthy alternative to crackers, right? So like, you know, I'm just going to, instead of having a potato chip, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to consume this whole packet of rice crackers because it's the healthy alternative. Crazy, crazy, right? Absolutely crazy that we believe this. Why is it crazy? Because if you consider even the word rice cracker, what are those crackers made out of? Well, they're made out of often white rice, even brown rice. And rice, again, is white rice, is pure starch. So much like that wholemeal flour or that white flour meaning they've taken off the husk of the outside of the wheat in order to get white flour, the endosperm. It's exactly the same with rice. So with white rice, they have removed the outside husk again, the brown part, and what you're left with is the middle part of the rice grain, which is pure starch. And starch behaves exactly the same in your body as sugar. So I look at rice crackers as having, again, a bowl of sugar, because it's the same action that happens in your body when you eat rice, especially white rice, is that it gets very quickly, very easily converted into sugar, into glucose. It goes into your body, and then your body is basically on a sugar high from eating rice crackers, too many rice cakes. So be very aware that anything made from rice flour, rice, what are they called? Rice bubbles, right? Boiled white rice, rice pudding, rice milk, brown rice. I'm going to add another one in here. Sushi, right? Do not think sushi is the healthy alternative, because basically sushi is rice wrapped in seaweed with a few flavorings, but it's pretty much built around the rice as being the main component of it. And rice is a carbohydrate. Rice is highly refined. Rice will spike your blood glucose. Rice will cause you to hold on to weight and hold on to inflammation. Be very aware of anything that's made from rice. And the other scary part here, this is why this is a really important one when we talk about rice in general and rice crackers, is that a lot of the gluten-free bread options in the supermarket are made from rice flour. Be very, very aware. Read your labels. They're made from rice flour as well. So just be careful of that. Gluten-free products, if it's a baked good like a cookie or or bread, for example, or crumpets or muffins or whatever, they tend to be made with a rice flour component. Why? Rice flour is very, very cheap, and it's very, very easy to use, and you can make lots of different things with it. That's why it's often used free cooking or gluten-free pre-processed foods as well. So just be very aware of that. Martina's saying rice breads as well. Rice gluten-free wraps, they can be often made with rice flour. And in fact, let's talk about wraps, because that is my number 9 for you guys. We are nearly up to number 10. That is my number 9. So wraps. We often go, oh, wraps, the healthy alternative, right? Instead of having a sandwich, I'm going to have a wrap. Right? I'm guilty. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself, because this was the narrative that I had told myself. And it's not because I'm silly or, I lack, intelligence. It's because this has been what we are being fed from advertising and food manufacturers, is rice or wraps are the healthy alternative because they're nice and thin, so you're not getting as much. But actually, there's usually more ingredients in a wrap than there is in a slice of bread. there is usually a lot more preservatives, additives, chemicals, and stuff to hold that wrap together, right? So wraps are not necessarily the healthy alternative unless you're making them yourself. And I have a number of wrap recipes. I have a flaxseed wrap that I love. I also have a spinach wrap, which is very, very easy to make, and it's literally spinach. It's literally made from spinach, and it's really, really pliable. I can then turn those wraps into quesadillas and cook them, either put them into a sandwich press, put them into a pan, turn them into a quesadilla style, lunch or breakfast. I mean, there's so many different things that I can do with my wraps. You'd make it into a quick pizza if you wanted to, but again, I would never eat a wrap pre-made, pre-bought. I would never eat a wrap like from somewhere like Subway. And the gluten-free wrap is worse than the glutinous version. So just be aware, wraps are not the healthy alternative. In fact, they are often worse. They often have more ingredients. They are often more laden with unhealthy stuff than a slice of bread. Just be aware of that. So that was number 9, and I'm tossing up between what to give you for number 10. In fact, I'm going to give you 11 because they're both really important. Number 10 is sports drinks. So I'm talking about the Gatorades and the Powerades and all those sort of aids. I'm not sure what it's aiding apart from increasing the stock values of the company that's selling it, because it's definitely not aiding your health. It's definitely not aiding your weight loss. A lot of non-sporty people drink them because they think it's the healthy alternative to, fizzy drink or soft drink or Coke or Sprite or whatever. But it's just not. It's the sports drinks. Think about it. Have you ever seen a blue, Gatorade or a blue Powerade? What makes something that blue? It's not natural, is it? It's not natural. So you've got these really unusual day glow colors, like really bright colors, day glow colors that are literally just full of chemicals. It's a chemical bomb. It's a sugar bomb. Hydration is so much more obtainable through drinking water, and if you wanted to make your own healthy electrolyte drink, you could. But honestly, the sugar content or the artificial sugar content of these sports drinks are highly problematic. Do not give them to your kids. Do not put them in your body. You might as well. It's like drinking poison. It really is. So number 10 on my list of not healthy alternatives is sport drinks. They are just, even for the sports people, there's way more effective ways of them hydrating themselves. And it's only because these companies like Gatorade have been able to get into the psyche of sports, right? Because they've been sponsoring sports for so long. It's all part of their marketing strategy, is for us to now believe, oh, Gatorade is when I'm working out, I need Gatorade, or going for a run, or my child's playing sport. You're just giving them sugar. You're just giving them a sugar bomb, a sugar high. So be really careful of the sports drinks industry. It is not healthy. Simple as that. It just is not. And number 11, just because we're talking in that sports, and I wanted to give you one more, is protein bars. So protein bars, again, have been designed to be the convenience food of choice for people who work out, people who are busy, people who want to lose weight, people who think it's the healthy alternative. They are not the healthy alternative. So protein bars are usually so full of unnatural ingredients, and there is some protein in as well. You've also got to consider the sugar content or the artificial sugar content, because if they're not putting sugar into it, they're putting artificial sweeteners, which are just as problematic to your gut health, to your brain health. Like, so artificial. Basically, they're chemicals. There's lots of different types of additives to make them stick together, to make them palatable, to make them flavored unnaturally. And really, protein bars are, again, marketed as being the healthy option, when in fact they are so not. They, like, the sugar content in protein bars is often comparable to the sugar content of chocolate bars, of candy bars. That's how bad they are. So do not be fooled by any of that stuff. In fact, buyer beware. And I love, so we've just got someone joining us from YouTube again. How about drinks with artificial sweeteners? So artificial sweeteners. Now here's the crazy thing, Adesh, about artificial sweeteners. So artificial sweeteners are a byproduct. So how they were created in a laboratory, obviously. And they were actually the byproduct of the petroleum industry. So when they were creating and refining petrol to make, so we can gas our cars and stuff, there was a byproduct of this production. And that byproduct, the scientists just did not know what to do with it. And then one of the clever scientists was like, you know what, if we do this, this, and this, we can actually make something that we can sell back to the food industry, so we're not wasting any of our money. So artificial sweeteners are a byproduct of the petroleum industry. So they come from the petrol industry, from the giants of petroleum. And they are so artificial, like 1/1,000,000th of, I think in terms of, like, if you do the comparison between sugar and an artificial sweetener, like per gram, an artificial sweetener is over 1,000,000 times sweeter than a gram of sugar. So 1 gram of sweetener, artificial, is 1,000,000 times stronger than 1 gram of sugar. And if you consider that, not a lot is needed in order to sweeten something. But the long-term effects of these types of chemicals being put into our body, and in the high levels that we're consuming, diet drinks, diet sodas, artificially sweetened, artificially flavored, artificially everything, our bodies are not responding positively to these artificial sweeteners. One of the things that these artificial sweeteners do is they completely confuse the body to what is going in. So the body doesn't know what's happening. It's like, is this sugar? Should I be responding like I normally do? So there's like a miscommunication firing in the body. And because of the miscommunication firing in the body, you're not actually activating your normal hunger hormones or satiating hormones. So there's hormones in the body responsible for telling us when we're full and when we're not, when we're satiated. Those hormones start firing at wrong times. So our hormone that's responsible for hunger is dysregulated. And what we find is that when people consume an artificially sweetened beverage with food, the hormone leptin, which is responsible for telling us we're full, that doesn't work as well when we're having an artificial sweetened beverage or anything for that matter. And so we tend to overconsume because that hormone doesn't fire when it would normally fire. And you can overconsume food by up to 30% when you're having an artificially sweetened beverage or food. With normal, you'll just consume more of that food because your brain hasn't released the hormone and your gut hasn't released the hormone saying, hey, time to stop eating, you're full now. So just be aware of that, is that does not fire as well. So your hormone that regulates appetite is dysregulated when we have too many artificial sweeteners. And the other thing that artificial sweeteners do is that it messes with your gut bacteria. It is not positive for your probiotics that live in your gut. So if part of your journey to wellness is understanding that gut health is at the very foundation, at the very core of being healthy, of being well, of being at the right weight and not having disease and illness in your body, and you're constantly putting in a product that's going to destroy and affect your gut bacteria, that's what an artificial sweetener will do, is it will actually destroy our gut bacteria as well. So what's the best beverage to have? What's the, like I said, I do this, just plain old water in there. Plain old water in there. I will do 3 to 4 liters of water a day because I like it. Delicious. One of those liters will be an electrolyte drink that I make myself. So I don't have sports drinks, so I really hydrate well. I also drink green tea. I drink black coffee. I make my own ginger ale when I'm feeling really energetic. But in general, this is the beverage I consume the most of. I put a bit of bubbles into mine because I like it. But that's the beverage I consume the most of because it's good for me. So, yeah, there you go. I gave you guys 11 of the top 10 most unhealthy foods that everyone thinks are healthy, but actually they're not that healthy. So have a fabulous day today, everybody. I am off to the kitchen to do some recipe testing. Be well and be safe wherever you are in the world. Stay well. Come back and see us when we do another live. Join us on Facebook, Bridget's Healthy Kitchen on Facebook. Our private community, BHK Family on Facebook as well. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Lots of videos there, lots of new cooking classes there as well. Hope to see you guys back here real soon. Take care. Be well. From myself and the team, have a fabulous day and happy Monday, everyone. If it's Monday in your part of the world, have a good one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.